I was looking at the NFL futures this weekend. Just for something to do. Just to look at, if I was going to put together a division winner, 8 division winner parlay, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do anything. I'm not sitting here telling you anything about betting. I was just looking.
Okay.
And one of the things I found, this kind of gets to Allen and Jackson and the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens. Like, really, the AFC has a lot of teams, but, boy, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Ravens get so much of the oxygen, as they should.
Yeah.
And I looked like, odds to make the Super Bowl. Click. Who's the favorite? The Bills. Oh. Odds to make the AFC Championship game. Who's the favorite? The Bills. Mm-hmm. And then the Ravens. And then the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do this pretty much for everything.
Sure.
Every step of the way. NFC winner. AFC winner. Right now, the AFC winner is Ravens, then Bills, then Chiefs. But you can switch that around. Who's going to win the division? Who's going to appear in the division? And every single step of the way, it is, right now at least, Bills and Ravens ahead of Chiefs. So they doubt us. They think we're not as good anymore. The Chiefs are the team that can kind of claim that. Here they are.
Yeah.
Not the favorites, despite, winning the AFC every time, just about. And the Bills and the Ravens are thought of as, or whatever. Like the betting, at least, is more people think they're going to win it.
Sure.
Or willing to bet that.
I mean, this is more about who's with you, but they are, I think it's 2 times less likely by the odds to win their division than the Bills are. Might actually be more than that.
That's probably what is at work here.
Yeah, right now the Bills are minus 280 to win the AFC East, and the Chiefs are minus 110. Yeah. Like, about even money. About a coin flip. If you really believe in the Chiefs' aura and like they are incapable of having a down year, because we just saw them have a down year and they won 15 games anyways, you might believe they'll win it no matter what. Well, here you go. The coin flip. I tend to find, like, on them being doubted, like, I would group myself in that. I think it's very realistic to see them not win their division. There are 2 really good teams in the same division with them. Like, if I were doing that, like, putting together, like, a division parlay and, like, let me pick the division winners, like, I would be very tempted to pick Denver to win that division. Really tempted. I like everything about them. The roster's awesome. The quarterback is good. The coach is a good coach. Offensively, like, there's no flaw in that team that I see. They might not have a superstar quarterback, but there's no flaw.
That division has 4 coaches that have been to a Super Bowl.
Reed, Harbaugh, Peyton, and
Pete Carroll.
Oh, Pete Carroll. Okay, yeah.
4 coaches.
That's pretty good.
That have been to a Super Bowl in one division.
And 3 have won it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
So whether that makes the Raiders tougher, and the Broncos, of course, had a great year with their rookie quarterback last year, and the Chargers had a good year and a really bad finish.
Really bad finish.
But hey, I mean, they shouldn't have lost to Houston, but they did.
Why is that not us thinking they got lucky last year, and that if they are the Chiefs, some version of the same thing, that they won't win 15, they'll win 11.
I think what it means is that they're thought of as equally good as the Bills and Ravens, but a tougher road. Really, is all that is. They're not just given the benefit of the doubt. Oh, this team. I mean, look at Philadelphia and their odds. They're in a tough division, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons that if you do the same exercise in the NFC, like the Eagles are up there as a favorite. They're favored to win the NFC.
Not by as much as the whole conference.
Yeah. But they're favored a little bit less than the Bills and the Ravens,
and that's because of their division.
Yeah. So their division is a little tougher.
Right.
I don't know what to do with the NFC North. I mean, that was tough last year and might be tough again. It seems like the NFL's got a lot of, I don't know, how many really good teams are there? How many teams?
There are.
How many teams is it possible could win the Super Bowl this year? Let's just, if you were to say, give me all of these teams, and I should be obviously a prohibitive favorite.
Mm-hmm.
The most shocking, farthest down underdog to win it. I bet if you went Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, Lions, Rams, I feel like I would be done. I think I need.
You would go Rams and not Commanders?
I would. The Commanders might be the 7th team.
They were in the NFC Championship last year.
That's right. They were. They beat the Lions.
Yep.
So
didn't they beat him good too?
Yeah, the Lions couldn't make any stops. The Lions' entire defense got hurt last year, and they just lost another player to an ACL.
Yeah.
Okay, 7. Is 7 where you'd cap it? Who's not included? I mean, Cincinnati, Denver, the Chargers. I've pointed out to you a number of times that the Chargers are, according to ESPN, 4th most likely to win the AFC.
The Chargers?
ESPN's football power index, whatever, still ranking season until camp begins. But if you gave me Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, Lions, Rams, I feel like I'd be set. 6.
You're really going Rams are that different for you than like the...
I think the Rams are going to be very, very good.
Because I think
if they keep Stafford healthy. Stafford, Puka, Adams, the defense that they have built, I think the Rams are really, really good.
Because I think most would probably put them on a tier with Washington and Green Bay
that's probably right.
And Cincinnati. Although, it annoys when you said Cincinnati. Because...
I didn't list them.
You didn't list them. Well, we did on like the next list of teams that we wouldn't put in that. Like, they could win the Super Bowl. They couldn't win the Super Bowl this year, like because they've gone to it.
Well, can I give you the drop off in the odds?
Sure.
Cincinnati's behind Minnesota to win the Super Bowl.
Minnesota, who that Pro Football Network mock draft picked to lose to the Bills in the Super Bowl last week. Remember that?
The Bengals are 11-1, whereas the Bills, Ravens, and Chiefs are around like 3 and 4-1. So there's a big gap between the Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, huge gap, and then Bengals, Texans, Broncos, Chargers, and then another gap, and then you're down to like Steelers, Colts, Jags.
Yeah.
So there in the AFC, according to the odds, there are 2 tiers. It's Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, and then Bengals, Texans, Broncos, Chargers, and that's your 7 in the AFC. Mm-hmm. Would you feel those are the 7 playoff teams? And Pittsburgh's not in there. New England's not in there.
We didn't list Denver, did we?
Denver's in the 2nd tier.
2nd tier, right?
Cincinnati, Houston, Denver, and the Chargers.
The thing about Cincinnati for the Super Bowl question is, like, my hang-up is we just saw them play worse defense than anybody in years. And what did they do when they played all these other teams that are capable of winning the Super Bowl?
They competed.
Came down to the last play.
They competed.
Came down in Arrowhead. Came down to a flag at the end. They would have beat the Chiefs.
Yep.
In Baltimore, it comes down to a 2-point conversion, or it comes down to overtime. That's their 2 games last year. They didn't play the Bills, but we've seen them beat the Bills.
We'll see that this year.
Right. So I know they didn't make the playoffs last year, but every time I see them against one of these top teams, they look like they are on that level. They show up to the fight every single time. So I'm to believe they can't go on a run if they what would I really need to have that happen? Their defense was the worst in football last year. What's one thing you hear a lot about defense is it's harder to predict year to year than it is offense. So what if they go from 32nd in the league to 21st? Is that enough? How good does their defense have to be for me to jump to they can win the Super Bowl? Because no one would dispute their offense is good enough, right?
Yeah. Well,
so how good's their defense got to be? 20th?
We had all those statistics from Warren Sharp on how bad the Bills' defense was and how it was turnovers that kind of saved them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I would want to put Cincinnati's defense from last year. How did it stack up against the Bills? Was the difference the turnovers? Was that it? And the Bills were elite at taking the ball away, and they have been for multiple seasons. So I don't know about Cincinnati. I don't know what to do with them.
Like, because they're really maybe what's right here is to keep them in that group of, because Burrow's the best of the bunch, but what does Cincinnati and Green Bay and the Chargers, maybe those are the 3, and maybe Washington too, what do those 4 teams really have in common? Don't they all feel like they have a quarterback that's good enough to win it all, but the rest of it you're kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't put Jordan Love in that caliber yet, but
it's pretty close. I mean, he's good.
Herbert, Jordan Love, Jaden Daniels, and Joe Burrow. I feel like all 4 of those guys are good enough to win a Super Bowl.
Yep. I mean, if Hurts is, then those guys are.
Yeah, but all 4 of those teams right now have some reason why you just wouldn't think they're all the way there. Although I don't know what I would say about Green Bay for why they wouldn't be. Why isn't Green Bay good enough to win a Super Bowl? Like, what's the reason? Is it kind of like the Bills? They don't have enough star players, but they don't have Josh Allen. They have the second-tier guy.
Yeah. David Montgomery of the Lions says, and this is one other thing. Here's one other thing about training camp for the Bills, which opens in 2 days, that's going to be interesting. Last year, they were able to say, people think we're going to be down. Mm-hmm. People think, we've lost too much. We can't do it. They can't really say that this year. And, this window dressing in context for a season? Yes. But David Montgomery of the Lions just said something I'm wondering if anybody's going to say about the Bills at Bills camp. David Montgomery on Eric Woodyard, via ESPN's Eric Woodyard, said, everybody's tired of being close.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to be close at first, but you don't want to get comfortable with being close all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Will anybody...
He said that after going... Twice have they done that? Mm-hmm. How many times have the Lions really been close?
They went to the NFC Championship game and lost.
Yep.
And then they were the 1 seed, and he got hurt.
And they lost in the divisional round.
And they lost. So it's championship game, 1 seed, everybody's tired of being close.
So 2 times, and he's making that comment. And the Bills have been close...
A lot.
6 times. 5 times. Whatever it is at this point.
Listen, it's whatever you want. It's the messaging that each player might feel. There's the internal, there's the external messaging, all that. I wonder what the Bills' kind of refrain will be. Will anybody say, tired of being close? This team's here to win the Super Bowl. Will anybody say those words? If you think about this, it's like I said, it can be window dressing. Mm-hmm. How important is it to you? And what they say publicly versus privately is different. I mean, the Sabres, when they traded for Chris Drury, he put a picture of the Stanley Cup in the locker room because it's important to remember what we're here for, right? And that's just one anecdote from 20 years ago. It's a long time. But here are the Bills who, along the way, it's been about the Super Bowl. Vaughn came in and talked about the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Will they talk that game this year? Will they talk 1 seed? Will they say, it's the thing we haven't done, and that's our goal, is to be, we're here at first day of training camp, and this marks day 1 to be the number 1 seed. We want to get that done. We want to get everybody here. We lost on the road last year. We want the bye. We want the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm. I would hope so. I would hope we hear, because one thing that you hear once in a while, and this is something that I think got said after the Worthy trade, and I think it sure got said at some point during this offseason. Whenever I hear the line, well, you got to win your division first.
Yeah,
yes, it's accurate, but there's always a little bit of an annoying part of that for me, of you got to win your division first, because nobody is questioning your ability to win the division. In fact, it is assumed you will win the division. I think it is a catastrophic failure, maybe you could even say, if you don't win your division. That doesn't feel like why we're here anymore.
I feel like Bean was asked about maybe at the pre-draft luncheon, or I don't know, somewhere along the way in the last 3-4 months,
like building your team to beat.
Yeah, do you ever look at another opponent when building a team, and that's when that kind of came up. Like, well, not really, but you want to make sure you're winning your division first. You're playing that team twice.
Right.
Keep an eye on your division. And you would understand why they would say that, but you would also think that the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chiefs, which team has to worry about its division the least? It's the Bills.
It's the Bills. And also what that can do inadvertently is it can kind of give the message that you are in some ways okay with this life of, well, I haven't won the whole thing, but look, we're winning the AFC East every single year. We're winning our pocket of 4 teams every single year, and we dominate that. That's great. Like we're doing a great job, and they are doing a great job. But I don't know. I would rather hear the comment like that from David Montgomery. The desperation of AFC East, whatever. Like we gotta beat Kansas City in the playoffs.
Tired of being close.
We're tired of being close. That to me would come off better.